It's finally happening. Social media will soon be banned in the UK. Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn with Makayla. Today we are diving into a major history-making news story out of the UK. It is a topic that I personally have very mixed feelings about. And it is the perfect real-world subject to help you master conversational skills in English and learn how to debate both sides of an issue. So let's get into it. The UK government has just announced a landmark law. A landmark law means a decision that is historic and highly significant. The UK government are planning to ban children under 16 from using social media platforms. This includes platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat. But Makayla, what does ban mean? Let me tell you. Ban means to officially forbid something or make it illegal by decree. And note the grammar here. We say banned from using something, not banned to use. This sweeping legislation will officially take effect in early 2027. Sweeping legislation is a set of broad, powerful, and deeply impactful laws that affect a large number of people or things at once. For example, the government introduced sweeping legislation to reform the healthcare system. And to take effect means the law officially begins to be enforced. For example, the new tax laws will take effect on the 1st of January. When a law like this is introduced, it always sparks a massive debate. Looking at the big picture, I genuinely believe that this is a step in the right direction. Why? Because I think it is a necessary measure to make sure that our young people are not completely consumed by social media. Consumed by something means to be so totally absorbed, overwhelmed, or controlled by an activity or emotion that you lose balance or ignore other things. For example, he was so consumed by his new job that he stopped hanging out with his friends. Today, many teenagers spend hours scrolling and losing sleep. So, from my perspective, drawing a clear line at 16 is a welcome development to protect their mental health. I can also not talk about this topic without addressing how paramount online safety is. Did you notice the adjective paramount? Paramount means more important than anything else, supreme or of the highest priority. For example, when teaching kids how to swim, safety is paramount. I cannot stress enough how dangerous the internet can be for a developing mind. From cyberbullying to algorithmic manipulation that pushes harmful content, the digital world poses unprecedented risks to young people. Algorithmic manipulation is the way computer software code intentionally organises and pushes specific content to a user to keep them hooked on an app. For example, many teenagers are unaware of how algorithmic manipulation changes what they see online. And unprecedented risks, these are dangers or hazards that have never been seen, known, or experienced before in history. For example, climate change presents unprecedented risks to coastal cities around the world. Protecting children from online harm is a non-negotiable priority. Non-negotiable means an absolute requirement that cannot be changed, adjusted, or debated. For example, having a valid passport before travelling internationally is non-negotiable. And the thing is, government intervention is often necessary because self-regulation by big tech companies just hasn't been enough. Self-regulation means a system where a person, company, or industry monitors and controls its own actions without external or government laws. For example, the government stepped in because the tech industry's self-regulation failed. On the flip side, I am incredibly torn because social media is an integral part of the future. On the flip side is a great idiom used to show the opposite side of an argument or a contrasting side of an argument or situation. For example, working from home saves money on travel. On the flip side, it can feel a bit lonely. And integral means absolutely essential or necessary to make something complete. For example, vegetables are an integral part of a healthy, balanced diet. The truth is, digital literacy is a required skill now. Digital literacy is the ability to effectively find, evaluate, navigate, and create information using digital technologies. For example, schools are now teaching digital literacy alongside traditional reading and writing. Social media is where modern communication, networking, and businesses are built. I personally know how true this is because social media is a huge part of my life and also part of what I do as a career. Without it, Learn with Makayla wouldn't exist, so please, on that note, don't forget to like this video, share it with an English learning friend, and subscribe so you never miss another English learning video. Banning young people entirely may mean they won't know how to use these valuable platforms in the future. But I have to admit, I was completely blindsided and caught off guard by one specific detail. The ban includes YouTube. Caught off guard or blindsided means to be completely shocked, surprised, or unprepared for an unexpected event. For example, the sudden question during the meeting caught me completely off guard. I am truly flabbergasted and perplexed that YouTube is being lumped in with the other apps. Flabbergasted or perplexed means extremely shocked, astonished, or deeply confused by something that doesn't seem to make sense. For example, I was flabbergasted when I found out how much the electricity bill was this month. Standard YouTube hosts an absolute treasure trove of educational content. Personally, I know so many young people who have used it to master new skills. It has helped them learn languages, science, music, maths, and so many more subjects. By banning under 16s from that wealth of knowledge, it feels like we're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater is an idiom which means to accidentally reject, lose, or destroy something highly valuable while trying to get rid of something unwanted. For example, deleting the entire essay just because you misspelled a few words is throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But I do have a vital piece of information to give you. YouTube Kids is actually exempt from the ban. Exempt means free from an obligation, rule, or restriction that applies to everyone else. For example, students are usually exempt from paying the full price for museum tickets. YouTube Kids is a curated space with strict parental controls. For this reason, the UK government doesn't see it as a threat or a problem. But standard YouTube, where older teens often find more complex educational tutorials, will still be blocked. And in my opinion, that is a massive shame. So what do you think to the UK's under 16s social media ban? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this lesson useful and learnt some new vocabulary. See you in the next video.